So, well, I wanted to ask you about what Plato thinks people are. What's his view of persons, and what's this that sometimes we encounter about a tripartite self?
Yeah, this is in Plato's Republic, and the way to understand it is Plato sees a comparison or identity between the individual and the state or city that they live in. And the key for Plato is he wants to argue that a just society is well ordered, and a just society is made up of well ordered, just people. And to be a just person is to have a well ordered soul. So he divides the soul into kind of three aspects or parts or attitudes, I suppose. The lowest is the appetites, desires, inclinations. Then there's the heart, which actually the Greeks believed was a part of the psyche, which is where the courage and manliness, if you like, is of the warrior resides. And finally there is the rational part, reason. And just as the human soul is divided into these three distinct parts, so the city is also divided into three separate classes. The appetites, that's the artisans, that's people who make things like cobblers and stonemasons. Then there's the heart, the courage, that's the warriors. And finally there's the rational part of the state, that's the philosophers. So just like the well-ordered person is governed by reason, so you don't have, of course, get rid of your appetites, because if you had no appetites you wouldn't survive, if you had no desires, and you have to have courage. So just as the well-ordered person is governed by their reason, so too the well-ordered society is governed by philosophers.
So there's a big emphasis on harmony, on there being kind of stability and things not changing once they're perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
But that requires that one part of the person, and therefore one part of the state, is also dominant.
Exactly. Just as the well-ordered person, so if I let my desires govern me, I could end up being, I'd be disordered, but literally I'd be unhealthy. So if I drank too much, for example, or ate too much, I'd become unhealthy. And the same ways, and if I let my courage or my heart rule my life, I would also equally be disordered emotionally. And so a well-ordered person is one who's governed by their reason. And what represents reason in the state for Plato is the philosopher. And that's why philosophers should govern a well-ordered society.
Well, I'll try and believe that. Thank you.